Oh, that's not my good side. Can we?
Oh, fuck. That's one way to start it. Bitch. Get the fuck out of here.
God damn, I used to be like that though.
Same.
I used to have like full on Justin Bieber hair. And if it wasn't, this side was always cooler than this side.
Yeah.
So whenever
I still
I'm,
have that now though. Like,
Yeah?
I'll sometimes like...
I think subconsciously I still favour this side, but
Really?
at the end of the day I'm like...
Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and it's like a
want some
natural
more of this?
reaction.
Yeah.
Natural reaction to check one side and then I like...
Check the other.
But that's just
Yeah.
because like we have symmetry on one side or whatever.
Yeah. And that's the thing with like being attractive as well, I'm pretty sure. Like girls kind of...
Symmetrical,
Yeah, girls look for that like symmetry. Yeah. Yeah, how about that?
Yeah. Hey, girls.
Do you reckon I could get all the girls now?
Hey,
I just need some Lynx Africa.
Wait, that's all you need.
That's what you need,
True.
son. Alright, so going back onto...
Real quick to finish the Joe Rogan thing.
Oh yeah?
He usually drinks and smokes with the people he has fat chats with.
Yeah.
Like Elon Musk, they like clink a whiskey together,
Yeah.
couple,
Yeah.
and they like let the shields down so that the good goods can come out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't get fucked, which isn't the point. It's like just a little bit.
I just love how, like, I feel like now that I've listened to, this is the third podcast with Elon Musk and Joe Rogan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, now it's been 3, I feel like that they actually just really enjoy each other's company. And I'm glad that Elon is able to, like, just chat to someone. Like, because I feel like Elon, in
Probably
my
a
eyes...
pretty lonely dude.
I feel like he would be a lonely dude. This
Yeah.
is a complete assumption, and he might not be that at
Yeah,
all. But
agreed.
Joe Rogan is just such a lad that Elon
Yeah.
probably just feels so comfortable around him, and that to me is just like, yes, I'm glad that he's getting that love, you know.
Joe Rogan's just so interested, like genuinely interested in what Elon's doing, which makes it so fun because the way that he asks the questions, he's just like, wait, so like, he just is like,
And
hold up.
That's why I love Joe, because like he honestly, to everyone, he's exactly the same way. Like to everyone, he's
that's such
interested
a
in it.
respectable quality, man.
It's just a great way of communicating. It's a great skill to learn. Like actually just listening with intent to understand rather than intent to reply. That's something that's always stuck
really
with me
good at that,
whenever you're listening to someone, whenever you're speaking to someone too. Like really think about what they're saying or what they're asking, and then you'll be able to, you'll be surprised too of what comes out of your mouth. Sometimes it's the perfect thing.
Then it turns into like an actual like conversation rather than just talking at each other.
This is what orientations should be.
Yeah.
Where I feel like most PTs, from what I've observed, are very one-dimensional.
Yeah, it's like here's my thing that will work for you.
It's like almost they have like a script in front of them.
Oh,
yeah,
hello,
very
Janet.
robotic.
Let me give you bench press. Like,
yeah.
come on.
Yeah, but even in the intros, bro, like, I mean, we get taught that in the academy. I remember with the first academy that I was in, they literally hand you a sheet of like all the questions that you should ask and stuff. And I remember having like a bit of a disagreement with a solid actually disagreement with Phil, who was the manager down in
Oh, really?
Porirua.
Not at the academy.
No, this was when I first started up, and sorry, this was the second gym that I started at. But Phil ended up having like a bit of a we had a confrontation, and we didn't really see each other's sides. Well, I felt like I saw his side, but I was proposing something that I feel like is a better way for me and my personality, and everyone has their different ways in how they communicate. He just wasn't an agreeing person with that, so he wasn't agreeing with my view on things.
I had that chat today with Chad about it. He was like, yeah, you'll go through and you'll see different ways to approach it.
Oh yeah, how did that chat go, by the way?
Really good.
Yeah.
Oh,
so he was quite open to like the whole like communication side of things.
Yeah, he was like, I was like to him, to be fair, I feel like my approach to like getting clients and personal training and that sort of stuff is very different from what it was when I first started. And he was like, dude, that's awesome to hear because you want to develop and change over time. And like
awesome.
Yeah, just hearing him actually just agree or acknowledge. Yeah, I was like, well, he said to me with the academy, you'll figure out how to do price presentation, blah blah blah. But then he was like, but to be fair, given your track record, you've probably figured out the best way to do that. And I was like, well, to be fair,
He gave you props. That's
yeah,
good.
I was like,
Appreciate that.
I feel like I do it a little differently. Yeah,
I like
thought he
that.
was super nice. Like he felt like he was telling me the truth. That's what I sort of felt.
Yeah, I've definitely known him as that guy as well when I've had some conversations with him. He's just a very straight up, honest guy. You know? Yeah. He's Canadian, so
yeah,
he resonates. Yeah.
He made it very clear that like the whole $500 thing, it's not like you do or don't do it. It's like it's just like that's just what happens.
Right.
And that's part of reps registration, uniform, like all the things. So when I look at it that way, like I'm happy to pay the 500.
Yeah, I think it will be a good move anyways, bro. I wasn't too happy with paying the 500 when I to be honest, I'm still like I don't have the thoughts anymore.
Wait, reps registration is close to $300.
Oh really?
So you only essentially paid City Fitty $200 for whatever extra you got.
Oh okay.
So
I know that when you sign up with when you're a PT with City Fitness though, the reps registration comes free because they pay for it. Even when like every year you have to renew your. And I remember when I was at
they renewed it for you.
Totem it? Yeah, I had to renew it.
Keeping in mind though, if you weren't at City Fitness, then you would have been charged that reps registration anyway. Yeah,
I mean when it comes down to it, like it's like City Fitness has the opportunities, and that's where I want to be. Like I don't want to be in like
they're an
local
expanding
small gym.
Fucking huge business.
Exactly.
Gary V and multiple other like entrepreneurs that I listen to say, I can't remember what podcast it was on, but it was like find someone who's killing it and help. Find a business that's absolutely capitalizing and demolishing everything else. To be fair, City Fitness is only just significantly
the number
grown
one.
Since Les Mills is nothing in comparison to it in terms of countrywide.
Right.
City Fitness has the monopoly for sure.
Agreed.
And like, it's annoying having to accept that and be like,
they have the lead.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's not you.
Yeah.
That feels like a hit.
But and
a part of me with Just Workout, bro, was like, I can make it anywhere. Like I'm not gonna fucking like bow to City Fitness. But like, that's
not gonna. That mindset is just flawed.
It's a very like.
It's arrogant.
Shield up like fucking little bitch move like.
Yeah. No, good on you for noticing.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, bro. I'm proud of you for making the efforts to come onto this new business side of things, because it wouldn't have been easy to leave that comfortable pay. It's so comfy, like $600 a week. Like that's not bad.
Yeah,
it's not a bad paycheck.
$650 with 2 classes if I get them done, which most of the time. So it was like fuck, it was pretty shit, but at the same time it was comfy, spending money, savings, like cool, but
you're gonna be making double that easy. Easy, bro. And it's gonna be hard at the start.
And with the F45 shit on the side, that literally,
bro, that's an opportunity.
Bro, the universe just is slotting me things. Bro, I sent a text out, had a meeting, had a fucking training session with them, had a mean time. Like, you know when like you settle in and you're like, oh, actually I'm super comfortable right
belonging,
now. Yeah, it was like that, and like a little bit of banter with a couple of the trainers, and like one was kind of just like, she didn't give me a single compliment the whole time, and always like, calm off.
Oh, really?
And then at the end, she gave me a high five and was like, you killed it. And I was like,
yes.
One compliment the whole time? And she was like, I'll try to work on it. And I was like, yo,
nice.
Like, you know, just a little moment between us where it was like, I actually felt like I fit in.
Yeah.
She was creating that, like, with me.
Yeah, you got that vibe, bro. You got that vibe. Everywhere you go, you're gonna feel that, I think. But
it's hit and miss though.
Yeah.
I know when I'm
exactly.
I know when I'm that, and I know also when I'm like.
Exactly, and when that is happening, you know that you need to go. You know. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So I'm stoked for you, bro. I'm stoked that you made that effort, and I'm stoked that it's actually working out. Because fuck, bro, the next couple of weeks are gonna be.
Wait,
they're gonna be good, bro.
I have my shadow class on Monday at 9:30. and then I'll probably have a legit class Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah. And just like, even though that, it's very structured, you have to kind of go by their plan. It still will provide you a load of benefits, just in terms of like the teaching role, like the aspects and how to understand them, and what you need to really focus on, and your weaknesses, your strengths in that role. So there's going to be a lot of things that you'll notice as you get on with the weeks and as you get on with the sessions, and even just interacting with the people on the thing. Like, you'll find your niche, you'll find the best way to do it,
and
that's perfect practice.
Agreed. Yeah, I think it's just communication. It's just another role that forces communication. And to be fair, like, I still have, even though I've done a lot of group fitness now, I still have moments of like, let's go, see if you can launch it perfectly to me. I still have moments in front of groups of people where I have a moment of like, oh shit, what if I fuck this up? And then it's just like, no,
wait,
let's go.
That's good.
Like, you know, there's no choice. You've got no choice. You either go like this the whole class, or you just go, let's fucking
that's
go.
That fear, eh?
Yeah.
That's the fear of fucking
all
up.
These
the
people
fear
are
of
gonna
making
judge
yourself.
me. Oh no, all these folks are gonna judge me. Come on.
Yeah. How do you handle that? So this is going back
to doubt. Yeah.
I knew that we'll come back onto this, but how do you approach that voice inside your head that brings that doubt in, and that oh Jesus,
just fucking preaches.
Well, that's one way to do it. Jesus Christ.
Sorry about choice.
Boom.
Must be delicious. That looks delicious.
It's the rosé cuvée. You might get a little bit of a tinge from the last, but that's alright.
Man, I really think these Friday moments are quite
crucial.
Yeah.
Cheers, bro.
Sure, dog.
Not bad. This one's.
That's actually nice. That's really nice.
This one is 12%.
It's less ning than that.
It's less. It's a little bit more. It's like drier. It's not as sweet as like the usual Chardonnays that we get. But it's 12%, so I was like, fuck it, let's do it. So how do you approach that? How do you view it?
I have like a fundamental view, but then I also have a view that's based on my mood.
Okay. What's your fundamental view?
My fundamental view is fuck you, kill everything.
Right.
That quote I told you
that
ages
helped
ago.
me in that time that you.
Yeah. So that for me is like the underlying, like, when I have doubt that comes up, it's like what are you gonna do? Fucking have a little cry and walk out of the class in front of these 32 people, which I had at one point.
Yeah.
And I genuinely had moments of like 5 or 10 seconds of like feeling like I was about to have a breakdown. Like, not a breakdown, but like,
I know what you're saying.
You know, in front of heaps of people, and you're like, oh my god, I'm being so judged. Oh my god. Oh, what am I doing? And then like you have to just.
It's actually like that.
You have to just go like this.
Yeah.
And yeah, so fuck you, kill everything is still definitely prevalent in my mindset. And
yeah.
And that's.
And what does that mean?
That's just like. Yeah, just.
I think I know what it means.
Literally,
wait,
I'm telling the bitch, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then kill everything is like every single thing you do. So it's like when you're having that moment of doubt and it's like, fuck you, kill everything. It's like, oh shit. Alright.
Yeah, you're
go.
like,
I'm just gonna put all my focus and attention into my movements and like what I'm saying and like really just sink into exactly what I'm doing right now. And then if like sometimes the whole class I'll still be thinking to myself like, you're doing well but you're still scared.
Yeah.
And then like I do the class and then it's done and then I have a moment of like, we did it. But do you remember I also before class have the moments where I like I'll go into the toilet and I'll like literally just like go on my like fucking in the lunge position and put my spear down and just like have 3 deep breaths and then just be like the Spartan mindset. Like that's on my vision board, the main thing above everything is a Spartan and like that just
yeah.
but that's just the same as fuck you, kill everything. So like before
No,
class,
that's your way of reinventing.
yeah,
You're reinventing that mindset, and you're refining it as well. So I've had a couple to drink. I'm actually feeling all of this wine right now, but you're refining it.
definitely.
And
Well, you either
and that's
run,
like an evolution
yeah,
of fuck you and kill everything, But that's now yours.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're gonna say that in 5 or 10 years time on a podcast with Joe Rogan or some shit, and then some people are gonna be like, fuck yeah, I resonate with that. Like I want to do that, and then they'll pick up on that.
Yeah, that comes from Rob Bailey though.
Oh, okay.
And
So yeah, I mean, same thing. You're gonna again refine it and refine it and refine it.
But I think that's where my mantra, which is, I love you, you got this, is just a slightly more easy way to approach it.
Right.
So rather than like, it's like
it's more calm,
yeah,
settling version.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's acknowledging that I am unsettled. It's returning to like
acceptance.
Yeah, acceptance. Whereas fuck you, kill everything is like a little bit of like battling resistance.
Yeah.
Which is they both have their times, and I just think loving yourself, from what I've listened to from every like person that we look up to, is like the fundamental thing that they all preach is returning back to love.
Yeah.
And even on Aubrey Marcus's recent podcast, and Brad, if you're listening, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
What's up, Brad?
What's up, dude? We fuck, I miss you, bro. God damn. Anyway.
I do actually.
Yeah. Anyway, he talks about meeting his demons, like metaphorically, but when he did ayahuasca, he met his demons head on and kissed his demon on the forehead, rather than being like, I'm gonna fight you, fuck you.
Wow.
He kissed the demon.
Who was this?
Aubrey Marcus. When he was balls deep ayahuasca, like visual, like just out of his, different fucking world.
Just
And then he kissed it, and literally like it dissolved, and he just returned, and like he literally loved like the parts of him that he hates. And like it's so hard to look at some stuff that I've been through and be like, sure, that's all good, I love you. It's like you don't want to acknowledge that, but I feel like the only way forward is to love yourself like completely.
You remember that dream that I told you about, where it was like that, like literally all of my anxiety, all of my fears, and everything that I hated
Wasn't
about
that
me.
Ugly character of sorts?
Yeah, he kind of looked like Peter Griffin, fat as fuck, round as fuck, massive as, like, he was like a giant, like Godzilla, and he was
when
just
you were
like
talking
destroying.
to this the first time, I was like, had this disgusting picture in my head.
It was really horrific. It was really horrific. And yeah, he basically like killed everything that I loved, and at the very end of the dream, I tried to reason with him. I tried to reason with him, and how I'm like viewing like Aubrey Marcus like kissing the demon on the forehead.
Yeah.
That was, but I never kissed it. I never reasoned with it. I never got to the end.
I feel like you're gonna have this again.
This is what I'm feeling right now. Like hearing that, I'm yet to discover that side of me. I'm yet to accept that side of me, I think. And that's another thing. Like I've started to realize, especially living with you, bro, that there's no rush. Like there's no rush to accept parts of you. There's no rush to experience certain things, or to set an intention behind something. Like it's all like, you have to take it as it comes. You have to be very like reactive though. You have to be very sensitive. And that's how you're going to navigate through those issues or problems or experiences, and that's something that I'm starting to learn. Like when we went down to the park, and you were talking about how good it would feel if I bought like a car and a house for my mum, and I just ended up like bawling my eyes out. Like that was surreal for me. That was like, I can't even put that into words, but I remember coming back home, and then the next day like waking up and remembering that, and feeling like a similar emotion. And every now and then I'll think back on it, but those same emotions don't always come back. I'll kind of just, they'll pass through, and then I'll see them, and then they'll
It's a far dampened version of it. It's
yeah,
just like,
it's not so heightened. It's not so it's not so potent or whatever. And yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of Aubrey Marcus when he kissed the demon. I'm waiting for that to come as well. I think there's a lot of other things, other aspects that I need to start accepting a little bit more, and feeling out, and just taking note of and paying attention to.
That's where we're so lucky to have like platforms to listen to. Excuse me. To people that have genuinely had more experience than us on the path that we want to be on.
How grateful I am.
And like, yeah,
I can't tell you how much Jordan Peterson and Russell Brand, Joe Rogan, David Goggins, but just a whole list of people. Matthew McConaughey.
Bro, that book Green Lights was a
next level.
That was a huge.
Even Kanye West, like hearing a bit about his book, and the Joe Rogan podcast, just like hearing his mindset towards things, and how like he fears God but he doesn't fear anything else, like that resonates with me. And yeah, like so many people.
Yeah, man,
it's so key.
It's fucking
such a good tool, man. Such a good tool to just realize that you're not the only one.
Yeah, like
also,
some stuff you hear on a podcast, you're just literally like,
yeah,
thank fuck, it's not just me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I feel so much lighter now. Like that's probably why I love Aubrey Marcus's podcast so much, because he mentions the shit that I genuinely think, and I'm like, oh man, I'm so glad he just said that. Like he'll say something that's real shit, and I'm just like,
he's an amazing guy.
Thank you.
I appreciate Aubrey. I don't listen to him so much because I think I need someone more like of the personality of David Goggins. I really resonate with that guy. I think I've listened to his book Can't Hear Me about 5 times
really
now. Yeah.
Fuck. My main podcast is definitely Aubrey.
Yeah.
But I think
it's interesting how there's like different there's people out there that inspire you slightly differently. Yeah. And it's interesting to see the difference between you and me and who we look up to. I mean, I still look up to Aubrey Marcus, but not in the same way.
Yeah, I feel the same with David Goggins, but it's different. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I guess I kind of do know what it is, and you just mentioned it. It's like his approach is very,
just
like loving and.
Aubrey. Yeah.
Like.
It's very empathetic.
Yeah, and
very vulnerable. He's very open and soft,
and that's what I
polite with his words.
I want to aspire to be, and like slowly embodying that a little bit more. But
I think I think because I didn't have really much of a in my life, I don't really have much of a father figure, so I think I need someone in my life that's just saying like, do this, do that.
Why do you laugh about that?
Because I was thinking of like who's about to see this.
Really?
And then I was also thinking about how it's kind of funny,
because of how many times it's been a joke, but it's like it's fun and games.
But that's why I say it, because it's funny. It's funny to me now because I've grown from it. Like I don't. It doesn't own me now. Like I don't think of. I mean, my dad is an amazing dad. He's like to see where he's come from and hear a little bit about his story and how his dad was to him. Like it's amazing that he's in the position that he is.
It's changed a lot since you guys have had.
Yeah, he has.
Your time.
And I started. I mean, just in this past maybe like year or so, when I was still down in Wellington, like training with him, just like connecting with him, again.
Actually seen him and been like, oh.
Yeah, like it's not perfect. It's not comfortable. I don't think yet. But I now want the best for him. I now want to like put some effort into that relationship.
What has more power? Fuck you, Dad. You weren't there for me. I'm gonna fucking show you.
Exactly.
Or like, damn, he
did the best that he can.
Yeah, he did the best that he could with the time and tools that he had.
Yeah,
and
he told me that as well. Like, he told me that, like, there was either one or two options. One was either like staying around and then, being a dad, but in his mind, he wanted us to choose him as the dad. So, because I had a stepdad around and stuff.
Oh yeah. Keep talking.
Yeah.
Pretend that you're speaking to the audience.
Okay. Hi guys. So I'm talking about my daddy issues. No, but I think, okay, well, let me actually talk to you guys. So, like, everyone's got their shit, and a part of my life, I recognized at an early age that I have like a immense amount of energy and aggression, and I get that a little bit from my dad, but I also just get that because that's kind of my personality. I just have a stupid amount of energy throughout the day, and being at school wasn't really my kind of thing, and I just felt like that I was kind of wasting my time, which frustrated me, and I would come home and I wouldn't know how to like engage with people because I was frustrated. I never learned how to deal with that frustration, and I wasn't understood. I didn't really talk about it, with my friends, but I also wasn't understood with my teachers. I don't think that my mum and my mum didn't really have much time to sit down and have those conversations, but she was, again, just doing the best that she can, but she didn't have that time because she was too busy working like 2 jobs or studying and
bringing you
and being a
motherfuckers
man, bringing us up and like making sure that we have everything paid for, we can do what we want with sports and everything, which I'm super grateful for. So I think, like, for me looking back on it, I'm glad that everything happened the way that it did, because it's given me a perspective on who I am. It helps me understand a little bit about my parents and the way that they were at that time, and you can only, like, what are you gonna do? Like, hate them for it? Like, what? They were just doing no.
Shields up. Let's go.
It's not the way. You got to accept that side of you. You got to accept the side of them, and you just got to accept that they were trying their best, and they only know what they know. And I've got a lot to learn. Everyone's got a lot to learn. So I think that it's just important that we're all human, to recognize that, and just accept it, man. Just look back in the archives, like we were saying before. Like what do you actually want? How do you view it? Like, when you've actually thought about it and been like, okay, I think that's what I want. If you can say, I think that's what I want, all right, how do you want it? How do you think that you get there? And then that's something there. And then along that path, you kind of figure out certain things about yourself that you're not really proud of, or you're a little bit embarrassed by, you get humbled by and stuff, and
stuff
you
that
think
you
back on,
didn't even see.
Yeah, and I've done some pretty shitty things.
Questionable things.
Very questionable things to people, and I've also not been the person that I wanted to be all the time. So
same, bro.
But sometimes when I think back on certain, like, even when I'm doing the dishes, like, I'll think of something that happened, that I did or happened to me, so to speak, like 3-4 years ago. That was embarrassing, that made me cringe at the time. Then I think back on it and I'll kind of get that similar, like, subtle feeling of cringe or embarrassment.
Yeah.
And then I'll actually think about it, and this is a perfect time to do it. Like, this is your soul is trying to reach you, your spirit, and it's trying to reach you, like that side of you that is not being paid for its presence. You're not you're not giving it the attention that it needs, and therefore 3 or 4 years later, now you have to give that attention.
Yeah.
And that's an intention that you should and you will over time, whether you like it or not, you will address it, whether it be addressing it in a full, vulnerable, wholehearted, constructive way, and actually enjoying and working through that problem and solving it, and feeling those uncomfortable feelings, but growing from it, thinking about it more, and then you actually integrate that into your character. Now you've learned from it. Or you can choose to turn the blind eye and address it in a way where it's very surface, and it's very not the best. Everyone's got their way of handling it. But
I feel like this is my own analogy that I'm just thinking of, but like let's say the sea or a lake is the ocean of despair, and you're stuck at the bottom. You've got all this weight on you from your past, and the only way to float to the top is to like take a weight off your belt,
right?
Like divers do.
Yeah.
And the only way to take a weight off is to address and actually like reflect on your past. And I mean, yeah, basically like what you were saying, you've got to address it at some point, whether it's now or in 4 or 5 years time,
or whether it's 40 years time.
Yeah, I mean
it's going to come up, and it's going to come up, and it's going to come up, and until
it'll either
you
come up
address it
and fuck your relationships up, and you'll project what you haven't healed onto someone else, and you won't be able to be loved and loved properly because you'll be just projecting the way that your dad treated you and your family when you were younger, or your mum, or whatever.
100%.
If you're not,
that's what I'm
going
about
back
the most.
Yeah, but
Is
wait, let's say you do, and then you have a moment with your partner where you're like, look, babe, I acknowledge that this is what's happened, and I'm genuinely trying to like not let that repeat. Like that in itself is like so powerful.
Yeah.
And we're already at that stage where we do reflect, and maybe it's too critical, but I don't know.
I still think, I just think that's what made this friendship, because we're both just extremely self-critical and harsh on ourselves, and to the point where we actually don't like ourselves. But I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing. I think
it's a double-edged sword.
I think it's a double-edged sword, exactly. I think it's a superpower, but I also think it's a kryptonite.
I just say I love the saying double-edged sword.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword.
Like,
rolls off the tongue, nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're completely right.
True, it is.
But that your worst trait, the weakest part of you as a character, or the thing that you're most fearful of, or the thing that you have the most doubt when you go into it, that's gonna be your strength. Like that is your strength, but you need to hone that. You need to learn about it. You need to focus on it. You need to pay attention to it. And I mean, I'm not the best at it. Sometimes I fuck up, and I get anxious or nervous around people, and I shouldn't be, and I just kind of overthink some fucking things. And,
yeah, bro.
And it sometimes is social. It sometimes is with myself and how I reacted, or how I
bet if you're watching, I bet you can relate. That's the funny thing. I bet you know exactly what it means.
Yeah, we'll leave it up to that. But I think that you just I'm still learning. I still fuck up. I'm not perfect. But that's all good. That's all good.
There is no perfection. There's no end like, I've made it.
Yeah.
It's it's constant.
Yeah. Learning how to handle that doubt has been a tricky one.
Wait, can you imagine if you just actually made it? Like, just imagine if you're...
I'm already there, son.
Yeah.
For me. I mean,
But you would literally be like,
bro,
fuck, now what?
I had the easy choice between staying in my caravan, saving my money, carry on doing MMA down in Wellington, and then I had a voice and it came to me. I was just like, wait, what the fuck? This is the easiest option that I can do right now. What do I actually want to do? I actually want to learn MMA. Where's the best place for it? CKB. Auckland.
How many weeks away do you think you are from joining?
Next week.
Yeah.
Monday. Yeah.
Really?
I actually just saw one of the lads who was at the PT Academy at Westgate when I was coming out. He was coming in and he was just like, bro, like, good to see you. And I was like, yo, good to see you too. And I got chatting with him and
How's
stuff.
he doing?
Yeah, he's doing good. So he trains out of CKB.
Like,
and
business-wise,
he's just started. So he sometimes does reception at Westgate, but he mostly works out of Henderson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's Adam. I can't remember his name. I've got it on my phone because I'm terrible with names. But real nice guy, super nice guy. Really like him. And he's like, bro, you have to come to CKB. I was just like, yeah, I really do actually. I wanted to come this week, and we got chatting about it and stuff. So now I've got someone waiting for me. So I got that accountability already in place. And I wanted to go in there. This week, but I didn't have the time. Huh?
You do need to get there.
I do. I need to start up as soon as I can, even if it's just a couple of days a week. As long as I can just get in the doors and show my face. 1 day a week.
Even one.
Yeah, even one, I guess. I mean, ideally, I want to get there like 5 days a week at least.
I know, but
I need to. Again, I just need to still establish the business and stuff and put my attention towards that.
yeah, but wait.
My time.
I think for you, and this is just my opinion, I think for you, getting into CKB
It's gonna liberate me and
is the equivalent of like
just walking through the doors, bro.
not being able to have something that you enjoy having. So what I mean by that is more like, okay, you can't, like you should have a session at CKB more than you should have
capoeira.
Yeah, like if you're able to pay for capoeira, you're able to pay for a session at CKB. You're just prioritizing differently. But it's like,
Yeah.
you know, capoeira is important. I mean, like I'm not trying to say don't.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
just like,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I think one reason why I've prioritized capoeira over, because I had this thought about it maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago.
definitely better value for money.
Well, I've just noticed the difference in my kicking, like my ability and my kicking with capoeira has just gone up. Like the dexterity, my mobility, I've just been able to really work on.
I would even say the sense of tribe
The
that
tribe,
I've got.
yeah, that's the biggest part for me, if I'm
Like,
gonna be honest.
I doubt it, but Gabriel, if you're watching, man, like we've fucking really enjoyed being at capoeira.
It's so much fun.
It's been
So much fun. And yeah, I think that's been a big reason why I haven't gone to CKB, because I feel like I'm still on the path, you know, like with the amount of mobility that I'm doing at the moment,
dude,
the
you
amount of
100% are.
stretching and shit.
You don't need to feel like you are. You are.
I definitely am. I know that I am. Every day I'm learning more about my body. Every day I'm improving some aspect, whether it be like my coordination, stability, control, whatever. I'm improving my body, and every time that I'm doing my mobility, I'm literally thinking, this is so I can kick someone in the head.
Yeah.
As you know, weird as that may seem, it satanic almost. That's kind of the intention. I want to have just crazy. I want to make.
Wait,
my
a more
legs
polite way to
open
say that
so-
is, so I can perform jiu-jitsu and MMA better. Like, come on.
Yeah. One thing I need to do is probably shadow box a little bit more. I started to drop off of shadow boxing, so I'll get back into that. And that I mean, every now and then I'll just do some like fucking shadow boxing while I'm doing the dishes or something, or while my food's cooking. I'll just like throw a few hooks or whatever. But I feel like my hands, like in relation to my legs, my hands are way better than my legs. Like just and my footwork is way better than my kicking as well. So my kicking is the priority at the moment. Just being able to drop into a split, being able to like hold my leg up shoulder height
Right.
at least. Is
Do you
the goal.
remember though?
So,
This is a quote you said to me. Forgo what you can't change. Work on what you can and double up on what you're good at.
yeah,
So you don't want to
Yeah.
stop. Like, you want to throw hands even better,
yeah,
even if your kicks are behind.
yeah,
Double up your hands.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I can't wait to get into the cage. I wanna get straight into MMA. I don't really want to fuck around with kickboxing or Muay Thai anymore. Like I'll train in kickboxing and use that as like a tool to develop my skills. But I think competition wise, I wanna go into MMA. I think I know that I'll be better at MMA than kickboxing. And I know my style is better for MMA than kickboxing as well.
Agreed.
And that's where I want to go. I want to be in the UFC. So if I can get that experience in MMA, that's gonna translate a lot more than being in the kickboxing ring.
Yeah.
So
All right. So
exciting shit.
to wrap up
Yeah.
our convo, what's like your summary of where you are now? Like,
I'm an unsatisfied practitioner. No, but I'm just reacting to it. I'm just feeling it out. The only planning that I'm doing is business wise, and just making sure that my weeks are, that I can, like, in a financial sense. But that's not my goal really. I don't really care about money. I just care about developing like me, like as a, I just wanna be the best me. So whatever way that I'm thinking of doing in that moment, I'm reacting to it, and I'm taking it on like in the most fulfilling way. Something that I have in my mantra is doing it to the highest potential, to my highest potential. I'm not here to make friends, and I'm going to take the opportunities that come to me, even if it means that I'm going to create enemies. So, for me and my family, So this is it for me. This is the way that it's all beginning in terms of like the UFC journey, man. That's just one aspect of my life that I'm focusing on, but it's the biggest one. So I want to put as much attention into that as I can, and everything else will come with it. The finance, the money, the cars, the bikes, the jet skis, the boats, all that will come. But I know that I will, but it's going to take time. So,
boy,
you know how it is.
If this were a different time,
I will invade your favela on horseback and kill every man and make sure that all your women and children are fit for work or something like that. What did he say?
I will slaughter your whole family.
God damn. That's the most intimidating thing someone could say.
And with that,
Yeah.
this has been an awesome
Conor McGregor
episode, man.
system. Yeah, I want to continue. But sayonara, everyone. Enjoy. Love
If you are watching, I appreciate it if you made it to this point. Very grateful.
Love yourself and love the people around you the most.
Agreed. Peace.